y'all? Welcome to Girlapeutic. It's your home of therapeutic girl talk. And today we are talking about to bonnet or not to bonnet. That is the question. Listen, if you haven't heard the Monique video, we're going to play a quick snippet for you right here.
Hey, my sweet babies. So, it took me a minute to say what I'm getting ready to say because I want to make sure I'm not saying it in judgment, and I want to make sure I'm saying it from a place of love. Y'all, some of y'all have given me the title of auntie, and I'm honored that y'all do that, right? But there are times where auntie got to talk to her babies and say some real. So yesterday, I was in the airport in Atlanta because I'm in Jackson, Mississippi now at Chuckles Comedy Club, right? And I'm excited. I always love going to the stage. So when we got to the airport yesterday, I was excited, like, all right, baby, let's go get him in Jackson, Mississippi. And as we began to walk through the airport, I saw so many, actually too many to count and too many for me to tap. But I saw so many of our young sisters in head bonnets, scarves, slippers, pajamas, blankets wrapped around them, and this is how they're showing up to the airport. And I've been seeing it, not just at the airport, I've been seeing it at the store, at the mall. I've been seeing sisters showing up with these bonnets and headscarves and their slippers. And the question that I'm having to you, my sweet babies, when did we lose pride in representing ourselves? When did we step away of let me make sure I'm presentable when I leave my home? Let me make sure I'm representing the family I created so that if I'm out in the street, I look like I have pride in myself. And I'm not saying no full face of makeup. I'm not saying no full front lace frontal. I'm not saying none of that. All I'm saying is, could you please comb your hair? And if you don't want to comb your hair, they got enough out here now, baby, where you can style yourself up and look like you have pride. I'm not saying you don't have pride, but the representation that you're showing, someone would have to ask you to know that you had it.
My babies. Listen, okay, hi my loves. Hi my sweet babies. Listen, the question is to bonnet or not to bonnet in public. And she also didn't just say bonnet, she talked about the pajamas, she talked about the scarves. What are your thoughts about it? Bonnets in public, a no, a go?
They're a no for me, personally. Now, but here's the thing. I've worn a bonnet to work before in the winter. But listen, let me tell you. I had a hat on. You would have never known that I had a bonnet because I had like one of those knitted hats. And my hair in a bonnet is like, girl, it's not full or anything like that. But it was snowing outside. Like and my hair was straight. But it was literally under a hat. You literally would have just thought I had on a hat. You would have no idea. Y'all said, what? A bonnet to work. You would have had no idea. And I went straight to the bathroom. But I would never leave the house where you can see my bonnet. I almost even, and that was like, I had no other choice. Like, my hair wasn't gonna get messed up. It just got hurt. So we put that on, we put the hat on. But I even sometimes feel uncomfortable if I have to run out to my car and I got a bonnet on. I'm like, let me just make this real quick. I just personally don't I wouldn't necessarily be just out here with a bonnet where everybody can see it. Like I said, I've done it once before with the hat, but that was just kind of like a one-time thing. It's not something I would do. Yeah. But I've seen the head wraps. I don't think that looks that bad. Because you can make that look cute. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can make those look cute. But as far as a bonnet, no.
I was raised like that. So, Natalie, we were not going to the store with pajamas, bonnets, scarves on. That's just not something that we were doing. So, it's not necessarily something that I thought about. But, my whole thing with what she said, she was so stuck on representation, right? Why do we feel like we have to be represented? To who, I guess, is my question to Monique. Who are we trying to impress? Because amongst each other, it just looks like our culture. But, and I'm black people. But to others that are not black, is that what you mean by representing? Like, are we trying to portray a certain type of stature to others, which is why we shouldn't be wearing the bonnet in public? That was my whole thing. And if that's the case, folks need to mind their business, because we just never know what the situation that warrants wearing a bonnet in public, especially to the airport. Like, maybe they're about to miss their flight. I don't know.
But it don't take but two.
Yeah, I agree.
To take the bonnet, and I've seen
it's a quick transition.
Somebody,
So is it
came
more
out the house with a bonnet on, and I had never seen that on
okay?
A person of another persuasion.
But do you think that they were looked at differently?
I look at them the same way I would look at.
I look at anyone who looks like you are prepared for bed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think just the look is good. I don't care what race you are.
Yeah.
The look just isn't good. Like, if you come out and you are in pajamas, and there is a way that people wear pajamas to where you don't even know it's pajamas. You know what I'm saying?
So it's more hygiene.
But if you got these SpongeBob pajamas on, or you got this bonnet on, and it's just like why?
Yeah.
And I don't see it being I don't see any excusatory reason for it.
Especially not
honestly, because I feel like there's always a moment. I feel like as black women, we do have to preserve our looks. You know what I'm saying? So I think maybe there's a way that we could do it to where there's more strategy involved.
That's okay.
There's a hat.
See.
Or there's that little scarf with the little
the twist.
Maybe
they have those.
What if the lace was lifted? Okay, there was no saving it. Would you rather see lifted lace or a bonnet?
But you don't have to wear a bonnet for lifted lace. Put on like half a I think there's a way to even do your scarf to where it doesn't look bad.
Like, yeah. But the bonnet, you can't make that look
No, a bonnet looks like you're going to bed.
Which, if you
I don't even really want to wear a bonnet next to my husband at night. Like, honestly, I do. But what I'm saying is, I do for certain styles. Like, if I got braids, yeah, of course I got to, But I don't even want... Because don't nothing feel sexy or cute or nothing about no bonnet.
Yeah.
So what? Okay, what about men do-rags?
I don't want to see you in a do-rag.
Okay, can you hear people bring that up? The double standard of it all.
But
I guess they look like
they're literally the same thing. They're protecting their hair.
All
I'm saying is, I, again, personally would not ever be caught with a bonnet on in public or pajamas, just because that's just not me. That's not how I was raised.
Yeah, same.
But I'm also not going to be caring if I seen women at the airport with their bonnet on if they be.
I'm not gonna call you bluff though, because baby, you're not gonna tell me that you ain't gonna see somebody with a bonnet, and in your mind you're gonna be like, "What you got that on?"
I do it all the time.
You're not about to tell me.
I do it all the time.
I know how your mind works. You're not about to tell me. Are you about to care enough to go up to that person? No. But are you gonna, in your mind, think like, "Ooh, you could have"?
I think it's because we're so used to seeing it for so long. It's kind of like,
I'm still not comfortable with it.
I was about to say, I don't care how many times I see it. I hate seeing it, and I especially hate seeing people in their PJs. That is so nasty to me, because to me, you have not washed
rolled out. Okay, so then yes.
And then when they're like dingy looking, sis, at least I don't know, because I have a pajama set from Target, and it's like floral. Like, I could probably wear that shirt and people wouldn't know it was a pajama shirt. Mm-hmm. But you literally got them, the dingy or like the fleece.
Yeah.
That really looks gross to me.
Yes.
That looks gross. Don't go out
I may look at you and be like, "Did you shower today?"
Did you shower today?
Absolutely. Yes.
But even with the bonnet, it takes all of 2 seconds. Like, honestly, that day that I did it, if it wasn't snowing and doing all the other mess, I wouldn't. It takes all of 2 seconds, and I ain't got that much hair no way.
But see, I feel like we've gotten to a point to where we just don't want to offend people, period. Mm-hmm. So we just make like, okay, well, that's that person. You know what I'm saying? It's like like, I mean, I get you don't have to, like I said, be confrontational about it, but
I don't think
and I don't think she was either. People was coming for her because she delivered the message wearing a robe, but she not wearing a robe outside though.
Yeah,
people do people will get on their Instagram stories with bonnets on, talking to like their followers and stuff like that.
Doing their makeup, doing this.
Yeah, but you're not outside of the house. Why should we not care what we look like when we go outside the house? And baby, I have looked crazy on my own without a bonnet.
Oh yeah.
Like if I want to look a mess, I know how to look a mess without a bonnet.
Yeah.
So
you know what I'm saying? But let me tell you, to your point earlier though, real quick, because I saw she did an interview with Tammy Roman, and this was her question her answer because Tammy Roman had asked her about like, it's not a like secondhand embarrassment to who, like who are we?
Right.
But what she said was it wasn't about secondhand embarrassment. She said she wanted our community to take pride in us. She said, I'm not worried about what these other folks think about us. It's about what do we think about us.
So she's saying like because they dress like they're not taking themselves seriously.
I think she's saying that as black people, we always talk about how proudful we are about, you know, we have a lot of pride in being black and our culture and who we are. I feel like she's saying we should carry that with us in every space.
Absolutely.
Right? So even if I have to go to the airport and I'm trying to preserve my hairstyle, maybe I need to figure out a way to preserve it, but it looks like I'm still going out.
Right.
Yeah.
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 And
that's
absolutely.
why I don't think she said anything wrong.
Right.
Personally.
I was just wondering, well, okay, well now what's it rooted in?
Who's she trying to impress?
That explanation makes sense to me.
Because I get it. You're saying, you're like, we feel like in a lot of spaces we have to do a lot of things
to get the approval
of others, of like other races, you know what I'm saying, to be accepted, which is true. I think it's a reality for a lot of us, and it's an unfortunate reality. But I think just in general, we all should people of any race should take pride in who we are. But I think us as black people should especially take pride in who we are, how we carry ourselves, and how we look when we go out.
Absolutely.
And again, if you want to look a mess, you can do that without having a bonnet on.
Just
or a scarf.
And because one time I went to Tarjay and I was in the middle of deep conditioning my hair. So obviously I couldn't go out with the wet hair and the shower cap on. So I put a wig on.
I remember that.
I think did you see the picture? Yeah,
I did. It was just, we did a little experiment at the workplace that involved a wig. So I purchased a wig from Amazon, a little synthetic $10 wig, and I put that on in public because I needed to go get some things badly from Target. And let me tell you something, the amount of stares that I received in that wig was astronomical.
But I still say that's better than a bonnet. Because maybe you just got done working out. I don't know.
The wig was bad.
Okay, but maybe your wig is just bad. Like that's different than still. Bonnet. Like that just shows someone tried and they got it wrong.
Right.
But it's not like you just didn't try it at all.
Yeah, and that's what it looks like. Like you put no effort into that, and it just, to me, when you have a bonnet or you have your PJs, because I've seen people with a bonnet and their PJs at the same time, which just makes it 10 times worse. But to me, it just looks like you don't care about how you present yourself. You don't care. Like you literally, and to me that just doesn't make any sense. Just put some clothes on, even if it's some PJs. Girl, I don't even, not PJs, some jeans that you have, just
sweats.
Yeah. Just do something other than that. Was supposed to be in the house.
Thinking about it too now, I think it does open the door just for a lot of like looking down on, especially at the airport, like whether it's you boarding the plane.
You don't know who you're gonna bump into.
Yeah.
And people are like, you know, well, under here, like I could have me a beautiful dude under here.
Well, take the bonnet off.
I don't know. I just feel like there may be a better way than a bonnet. I think we should just find other ways to where we can still look presentable and respectable.
And they have that now. Like they you have options now.
Because I'm gonna do conditioning that I had to run out, and I put on little what they call little ski hats or whatever.
Oh yeah,
that's what
I was looking a mess. But at least I wasn't gonna be in my shower cap.
Yeah, that's so.
Because I thought about it. Because I'm like, well, what do I do? I didn't have a hat, you know.
But see, you had enough sense to put a wig. You know what I'm saying?
I was like, there's no way I can go out like this.
You just don't know who you gonna bump into. You don't know what's gonna happen. You might end up on the news. Like, anything could happen.
That's the worst though, when you in a place and then they scan the camera and you see somebody in the back with pajamas on.
That's what I'm saying.
The moment you out looking a mess is the moment you see other people
everybody
that
you know. It doesn't look, and I feel like it's always adult women. You're too old for that.
That's true.
I can see if it's your little kid, maybe, and that's a huge maybe. Because even then, I don't want my baby
my
to
child's
look
not much be looking like
no,
that.
that's what I'm saying. Like, so you as you know better. You actually know better.
Yeah.
It don't make no girl. Put some clothes on and take that bonnet off your head and just unwrap your hair real quick. Or if you got like the little fishnet wrap, put a hat on. Can't nobody tell.
Yeah.
Do what you gotta do, but cover that up, and then go straight to the bathroom and take it down.
Well, listen, to bonnet or not to bonnet, for us,
Don't
think
bonnet.
it's not to
Or
bonnet,
your
not to
PJs.
PJs, not to scarf, hat.
Because I'm wondering if you
sweats.
brushed your teeth.
Exactly. There's so many things.
There's a lot of unanswered questions with that.
A lot.
So listen, drop down in the comments below and let us know your thoughts on it. Did you agree with Monique? Do you think she needed to mind her business? Do you think it was just a nice little PSA to everyone, which I think that's what it was, is a reminder. So let us know your thoughts and don't forget to like, comment, share,
Subscribe, my babies.
Yes.
Follow us on Instagram at girlopedic.
Okay, Monique.
And we'll see you later, my loves, my sweet babies. Bye.